crispy.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to another episode of Figures in Action. And I think, okay, so I'm about to, this is the second video I am recording in the last couple of days. The first video was for this warehouse that I finished. It should be up by now. This is the second video. What's my point? My point is, I think I'm going to have like 3 videos in 1 week. I know I'm normally averaging like 2 videos a month, if that. And all of a sudden, I'm going to hit you off with 3 in like a week. So this is number 2. So was contacted, I'm trying to get my glare off this iPad. So I was contacted by my homeboy Ash. Let me take that back. Ash has contacted me several times, wanting to try to figure something out, some dial I can make for him. He's had some different ideas, some of which I just didn't have the skill set to create to the vision that he had. And, you know, that's okay, because as an artist, you should recognize your skill set and know when something may be a little bit too much. I mean, for the most part, if it's challenging, I'll take on it. But if something I know I can't reproduce at this moment in my development, I'll say it. So Ash has pitched a couple of things at me. They haven't necessarily worked out. Finally, he's like, yo, bro, let's do the Crucifixion of Wolverine. Perfect. I've seen this done before. But to be completely honest with you, I did not do any research on what anybody else has done in terms of the dial structure group specifically. Did not look it up on the internet. Just created. Just started to create. Just took some foam and kind of just took Wolverine, laid him down on some foam. Kind of got an idea of the sizing of it. And away I went. So let's get into this real quick. I'm trying to make this video less than 13 minutes to go. So what I was just showing you, or excuse me, less than 13 minutes, and I only have about 13 minutes to go on my battery. Is what I was trying to get out 2 thoughts in 1 sentence. So this is X-Men, Uncanny X-Men number 251. It's a classic cover. I remember seeing this as a kid. This was in comic books for like $1, which is great. I remember when I started collecting, I think there were 65 going, almost 75 cents. And I remember they went up to $1, and I kind of remember that process. But this was a classic cover. I don't know who the artist is. Unfortunately, I should have done that research. But, very iconic is probably the best way to put it. So it was awesome to be able to work on this and kind of create this in so first and foremost, right, the skulls. So I didn't have any. I had some skulls that were sent to me by the homie Terrafoamer Studios months ago. So I remembered that, and I was like, man, if I can just get a handful of them. So I hit up Terra, and yo, this is what I love about the community. He's like, dude, I got you. I'll send you what I have. You know, how much is it going to cost? He's like, just pay for shipping. And that's community right there. You know what I mean? He didn't make a single buck off of me. He just basically donated these, which allowed me to create this for Ash, who's somebody I know personally. I've met before. I've known him for years now. And Ash is a great guy. Didn't have the greatest of 2021s. And so I'm so happy to be able to create something that I know he'll be excited about. He's a huge collector. His man cave is off the hook, man. I mean, I tell him all the time, if I'm ever in Chicago, I gotta visit him. And he's like, dude, doors open, come through. But he's a big Wolverine fan. He has a pretty dope Wolverine collection. So I'm so happy to be able to add this to the collection. So this is not the Wolverine figure that's gonna go on it. The figure that's gonna go on here is it just came in a set where Wolverine is basically bare-chested. So it's just, I think he just has his pants on, and then he just has nothing above his waist, and that's how the comic book is depicted. So, or the comic book cover is depicted. So he's going to be able to, place that figure. The challenge in not having the figure here with me is, how do you create something that I can send to him, and he's able to kind of put it together where he doesn't have to try to, string rope to his wrist, and just, it just can be complicated. So I've been kind of stuck for a couple of weeks on how to create this. So let's go real quick over how this came about. So first and foremost, measurements. This is a 9 about 9 inches across. It's about 7.5 inches deep. It is 10 inches tall, I believe. 10 inches tall to the top of the cross on the base. This is an installation foam board. The cross is installation foam board. This is action figure packaging, lightly spray painted with white spray paint, highlighted with paint markers. These are the casted skulls that were provided. A friend of mine was able to take the skulls and kind of bring them to life pretty much by just using some alcohol paints and some other paints to kind of I guess get that black in between all the let's get nice and close up in here. Kind of just get that black inside the eye holes and and in the nose area, just to kind of highlight it. So she hooked it up into she's a great artist in her own right. So she hooked it up. So got a little bit of help there. This what looks like rope is actually called let me see here. It's actually called Decorative Trim, and I found it at Hobby Lobby in the plant section, but it's great because it looks just like the rope that I had envisioned and what I wanted to put around here. So this is actual dirt, like plant dirt. So underneath here I took some foam and I kind of I took the Proxon and I took some foam, and so underneath here there's kind of these levels of foam, and then the dirt kind of sits on top, which is why you kind of get the bumps there. This is a mixture, the dirt is a mixture of water and tacky glue mixed together. Laid it out, it was soaked, was able to squeeze the skulls into the areas I wanted them to, and they're glued there nice and tight. The glue did a great job. Again, the action figure packaging, I did create like a little slice in there, so it can kind of just, and obviously you see where the head is slotted, but it kind of fits right into, kind of plugs in. Let me just, I'm trying to look at it through the camera, but plugs is right into there, or excuse me, plugs in right into there. Same thing with the kind of smoke fog effect in the back. So let's kind of take it apart real quick, and it's just as simple as, this piece comes off. You know what? I say it's just simple, but so Ash, when you grab this, I always go this way first, and then I kind of pull it out here. There's a little bit of a divot space there, so always go with the left side of the cross in first, and you kind of slot it in. And again, these can, just pop out. This pops out, and there you can see kind of the slice of where that effect goes, and you can also see the magnet where the cross sits. The cross itself is, you can see the construction on the back. This piece is just one longer piece. This piece is two pieces. So the reason I have the blue tape in the back is, unfortunately, because I don't have the figure, I have no way of setting it up the way I did with the wrist. So with this here, Ash, once you get it, you're basically just going to tie it twice around his ankle. Take some hot glue. I mean, even if you wanted to do painter's tape, just like I did here, and the hot glue and this trim adhere very well, so you can just kind of tighten it up and glue it to the back. And if you ever wanted to take Wolverine out, you can just cut that rope, or you can try to slip his feet out or what have you. So that's why it's taped there, just because when I send it to him, it's just going to be the rope's just going to be loose. So let me see if I can do this with one hand. Let's try my very best. So the hands, okay, cool, I was able to do it. All right. So what I did here is I was trying to figure out the best way possible to be able to kind of put his wrist in there, but just have it set up so that he didn't have to do a bunch of time. So what I did is I wrapped these stumps, his wrist, with parchment paper, and then I put it in here, put the rope around it, kind of shaped it around, hot glued a little bit in the corners there. Then I put Mod Podge, let this dry, and now it's kind of this rope that's stiff, so it won't damage the figure, but you're able to kind of plug this in, and then kind of put the hand in and kind of bend it forward a little bit, and he'll hang just like perfectly, man. So this was a great solution to something that I had kind of stumped me for a while. So I'm able, was able to create this and left it here. Did it this morning, came back after work, and it dried exactly how I wanted it to dry. So basically this is how it goes. And I also was able to find, this is pretty cool, I was able to find, somebody had given me, I always ask people, you know, anytime you see packaging, just any type of packaging that's foamy or has peanuts or packing bubbles or what have you, let me get it. You know what I mean? So people always hold that stuff for me. Somebody had handed me this that's like 2 levels of foam, and I was able to cut out some of it so that it was able to kind of fit perfectly. And this was after the fact. Like I had already cut these out, started working on it. I was like, oh man, this is perfect. So I'll be able to kind of ship this. Once Wolverine's not sitting on there, this kind of sits flush. So I'm able to stack this up and just put some bubble wrap over here, and it should arrive safely. You also check out the pictures at the end of this video, and then I also have a link for the reels that I put out on Instagram, but there'll also be pictures at the end of the video as well, so you'll be able to see it in 2 different places. Anyway, I'm babbling, I'm going on, and the video is about to run out of space. So I am out of here. Any questions, comments, leave them. I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and I am out.